Hey YouTube, what's up? It's me, Denzel Watch, and it's my first vlog. I just want to talk about basketball. So, I love the game of basketball, particularly the NBA. I love watching the games. So I just want to give my thoughts as a fan of the game, as a fan of the league. Nothing really fancy and stuff. I just want to see how it looks like here from both conferences. And looking at the standings right now from cbssports.com/NBA/standings. And from the East, Milwaukee is 52-9. That looks good. Fortunately, they lost today against the Heat. That's fine. They're still top of the East. Next by Toronto, 42-18. Closely followed by third seed Boston, 41-18. And Miami, 39-22. And fifth seed and sixth seed are actually tied between Indiana and Philadelphia. And then with 37-24, and then seventh seed Orlando, 27-34. Well, 27-34, and Brooklyn, 26-33. And rounding out the rest of the East is Washington, Charlotte, Chicago, Detroit, New York, Atlanta, and Cleveland. So I think this East side is already pretty locked up, unless Washington can get a string of wins, and while Brooklyn gets a series of losses, but I highly doubt. And what I can see here is in Milwaukee, they have a good chance of making it into the finals, unless they meet Toronto in the East finals. Toronto does really have a good chance of making it again for the second year. The only reason is that when Kawhi left, it feels like they seem to see how to win. It's like they maxed out renting Kawhi, and they were expecting that he's gonna leave. So right there and then they just plan it out that obviously they're gonna play without him and develop some young players and open up more shots for Siakam and Van Vliet, with Laurie still being in their starting point guard. So Giannis against Siakam, I think Siakam can hold him down. He may still get 30 and 10, but him being held down, it's just a matter of time for Toronto to really steal one. They're pretty good in their home court. They have a very, very, very good fan base. So, and they're the defending champs. So Milwaukee's gonna be in a big fight when they match up in the finals for the East. Boston and Miami, I think Boston really needs that strong big man just to mix up their offense. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown really are elevating their games, with Kemba being their main point guard. But unless Hayward really steps up big, then that would be something for Celtics. Second round exit, maybe on the verge. But who knows? It's still a long way to go, and they still have time to gel themselves. Miami is up and coming. I really don't know the ceiling of Miami with the likes of Adebayo, Butler, Duncan, Nunn, and Jones really stepping up. How they play together against matchups against Milwaukee and Toronto is something I really want to watch. And then we have Philadelphia and Indiana. Indiana, I don't know. The Black Panther, is he ready enough? I don't know. But if he goes back to the Black Panther from the season ago pre-injury, they may make the upset. but I don't know. Philly, yeah. Joel Embiid and Simmons need space. Oh, what do you call that? Floor spacers. Yeah. Floor spacers. So that they can operate more. I don't understand why they let go of Jay Redick, Ilyasova, and Bellinelli from their last run. That was really in Covington for those deals. But of course, they may have they were shooting for stars like Harris and stuff. But those shooters could really give more space for Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. But they might have found a gem in, what's his name, Shake Milton. He lighted up for 39 points. Let's see if he could keep it up. Who knows? We have a new insanity on the rise here for Philly. But still, they're in the 6th seed, so they're going to be fine. If the playoff starts today, they're matching up against Boston. Like Max Kellerman said, all they need is to steal one game in Boston, and then they're unbeatable at home. But if those two stars are injured, I mean, that's done. It's 4-1. So hopefully Simmons and Embiid gets to play before playoffs begin. And I hope Coach Brett Brown finds a way to really maximize. I'm not so sure if it's a good idea to make one of them be on the bench while the other one is operating down low. I don't know. But it's really about Ben Simmons taking those long twos or 3-point shots. That really could open up. He's going to be the next LeBron if he just really have those confidence to take those 3-point shots. But yeah, we'll see. As for Orlando and Brooklyn, Brooklyn is still good despite without Irving and KD. Again, they're going to be measured next season. But those players grinding it up for them this year is something to be very commendable. Spencer Dinwiddie, Jack, and the others really step it up, keeping themselves in the 8th seed. As for Orlando, they've been a mystery. A lot of people are really telling them to be just on the first round. Will be very happy if they could get a 4-3 series, like they get 3 wins. But against Toronto, I think 4-1, maximum 4-2 would be it. It's just really, I don't know. I think they lack an Anthony Davis, just really a star player. They got Aaron Gordon, Vucevic, who could really step it up, but I don't know, that defensive thing isn't there yet. So maybe next year, we'll see about Orlando. As for the West, Lakers for 6-13, followed closely by Denver and Clippers at 41-19. Clippers on a 4-game winning streak right now, so they've been stepping it up, their gas, and keeping those chemistry going. I don't know if Paul George and Kawhi have been playing together, but I do hope they are starting to really play it out for their last 22 or 21 games. Yeah, 22 games, because they need all the wins they could get and to gel. Because Houston Rockets are coming. They have been playing small ball to another level. They made Russell Westbrook typically their center. It's not PJ Tucker as the center. It's Russell Westbrook because he's the one attacking at the rim. In defense, PJ Tucker may be the one taking down the center of the other team, but he's just there to shoot corner threes, and it's Westbrook who's making the big difference and keeping Harden really lights out from the outside. So it feels like this Cavs of 2016. Was it 2016 when they won the crown? Wherein James Harden is the Kyrie Irving and Westbrook is the LeBron. He's the one attacking, making passes, rebounding, sometimes getting the blocks and stuff. Well, Harden is just really absolute magician in offense. Step back threes, driving the lanes, dishing out fouls. That's the Kyrie Irving of 2016. So, without the GSW of yesteryears, they have a very good chance. They are now on the 4th seed. They are just 2 games behind second team Denver, who's also playing good. But Houston is catching up. They may have lost today to New York, and New York may have provided the league about the blueprint, but that was still a close game. Houston will going to keep firing from long distance. And if other teams can't slow them down, they're going to the finals. They are going to the finals. 5th and 6th, Utah, and then the surprising Oklahoma City. They're just 1 game, or actually 2 games from the 4th seed. So it's going to be entertaining for the last maybe 20 games for the West to see where Oklahoma will stand. If they get a home court advantage or get the top 4, they may go on the second round. So if that's the case, Chris Paul should be an MVP. He should be an MVP. They're supposed to be a lottery team, and they will be despite winning because of the picks that they own from LA Clippers and whatever. So correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, they got a lot of picks. That's just what I'm trying to point out. And still competing this season. 6th seed West, Chris Paul, Steven Adams, Gallinari, and the young guns like Gillis Alexander, and Diallo maybe, and the other guys, Jeremy Grant. They are playing as a team. They play for each other, and I think Chris Paul is playing really truly like a leader. Like wherein everyone really looks up to him and follows his lead. So I'm happy for Chris Paul, despite the initial predictions that he might just be traded from one team to the other. It may be the end of him. He's not a great winner, but he's proving that he can lead a young team, and that young team can have success. So I'm gonna root for them for playoffs once they come. I hope they get a 4th seed, and they just gonna create havoc for these playoff scenarios. And who knows if they can upset one of the LA teams. A lot of fans are going to be upset. A lot of basketball fans are going to be upset. Dallas and Memphis. Dallas, I think they still need one superstar or one caliber star to play alongside Porzingis. And who's this? Doncic. Magic Bird. Doncic. Luka. Magic Bird. So yeah. Let's just enjoy and see how they play in playoffs. I hope no more injuries so they can keep it up and hold that 7th seed. They may face Denver in the first round. Woo! Denver is in the top 2 and top 1 last season, but they're still pretty young. And Dallas is also pretty young. So if the game gets close, it could go either way. Reason because Luka Doncic is already a veteran in terms of big games. That's just my point. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. As for Memphis, and I love this matchup. Memphis versus Lakers. Memphis is a young team, but you just don't know. They have chemistry, and they just want to fight. Ja Morant is a Rookie of the Year. Ja Morant is looking, unless there's an injury from Ja, God forbids. he's gonna lock it down. Portland, New Orleans, Sacramento, San Antonio, and even Phoenix is 6 games behind Memphis with still 20 games to go. They could still steal that spot. Either of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams. But with the way Memphis is playing, I think they're gonna grind it out. Grit and grind is back. Yeah. But for me personally, I wish Portland and Lakers, because Portland last year was the Western Conference finalist, and having a battle with the LA Lakers for the first round would be epic. Like, how will LeBron and AD stop Dame and CJ, those bucket getters? How? And on the other hand, how will Portland stop the inside game of Anthony Davis and the passing of LeBron, all-around game of LeBron? So it's going to be fancy. With LA against Memphis, I think LA is just going to bully them on the inside and make Memphis get those turnovers. But the only thing with Memphis is that you don't know what to expect with them. The thing with Ja Morant is he's got this Iverson mentality. Not the Kobe, he's got the Iverson mentality. Pound for pound. That's him. Ja Rule. So it's going to be a tight race for the 8th seed. It's going to be an entertaining series for the first round. But I think Lakers going to make it. Again, if it's Portland, I don't know. With New Orleans, there's a lot of drama against the Lakers if they make it, because of AD being traded to Lakers from New Orleans, of course, and in exchange with all the Laker young guns, plus Zion Thanos versus the King. Gonna be fun to watch, although it's gonna be a clinic for the King. Basically, he's just gonna teach and make Zion suffer playoff loss. He's just gonna make him feel that. Not this year yet, but it's gonna be entertaining as well. If it's gonna be Sacramento, I don't know who's gonna be there for Sacramento, but we'll see if they make it. We're gonna look out who's gonna be the top performers. Most likely, we got Bogdanovic, Buddy Hield, shooters, Fox, whom the Lakers did not drafted for. Instead, they went for a ball, so that could be something of a drama in there. And but it's gonna be Lakers. Now, if Lakers against San Antonio, veteran team, Popovich, maybe his last dance as a coach. He might retire next year. Who knows? And lastly, Phoenix. It's gonna be redemption if they make it. They're gonna be a last-minute noise in the regular season if they make it, but they lost last three games. They are 5-9. They are 4-6 for the last 10 games. It's gonna be difficult. As for the Lakers, I'm happy that LeBron is playing as much as he could. If they want to start resting him, I hope he still plays and rest him like for midway third until the fourth. And LeBron understands that he also plays for the fans, not just for the wins. So I'm happy that he's really taking responsibility about it and showing that they're playing for something this year. AD is dominating inside and out. He's got those threes. And they're 2-and-D or 3-and-D guys, Danny Green, Kentavious Caldwell. You're doing defense. Avery Bradley is redeeming himself from injuries. Those are really hardworking people. And they play for each other, unlike last year wherein you don't know what's the direction of that Laker team. So Frank Vogel has really stabilized that team. So good job on Frank. And it's going to be a matter of load management for LeBron, but I think he's going to play still. I think he just loves the game so much that he won't rest unless he's really hurt. And he's chasing that fourth ring, fourth ring. And how many tries now? 10. If he's gonna make it. As for Denver, second seed, are they gonna release MPJ, Michael Porter Jr.? Yeah, I don't know. Nikola Jokic is playing better late. Gary Harris and Jamal Murray are doing great. Paul Millsap is their veteran, but if they release MPJ, that's gonna be big for them. It's gonna be big for them. For the Clippers, yeah, I just need them to be healthy. They're still my favorites to win it, but Milwaukee versus Clippers, I think that should be fun. Or Clippers versus Toronto. That's it. Clippers versus Toronto. That's it. Kawhi versus his old team is something to really watch out. And maybe my last thing is about Utah. I'm happy for my guy Jordan Clarkson. Half Filipino, Gilas Puso. He has really helped this team off the bench. I don't know about Mike Conley, how they utilize him. I mean, let's see, what's their record now? 30-22, last 10. They are 6-4, but they got a 2-game winning streak. So they're on a good roll right now. I don't see the problem with if Conley could still go on the bench and be very productive. If Joe Ingles is in the starting 5 and they are getting good wins out of it, why not continue to have it? Why push Conley as a starting point guard if he's not effective? Yeah, that's just my thoughts. We'll see in the next games. We'll see in the next standings. But pretty excited. It could be any team either from East or West that could win it. Unlike the last years, we all know that how no matter how we deny, it's gonna be Golden State. But yeah, right now you don't know who's gonna win. Lakers may be, but teams say that they don't fear this team. Clippers may be, but how is that health gonna survive them? Milwaukee may be on the pace of 70 wins, but what now? They got 9 losses, so they got 3 more losses to keep or to avoid. And maybe Toronto, the defending champs, the country, Canada. And maybe Philadelphia if they could find a way. They have the young LeBron and the inside game of AD in the name of Joel Embiid. That's Philly. Brett Brown just